Hey everyone, welcome to part 81, day 8, treasure hunt, but not immediately. And I really need to go to the item shop. These random items are starting to mount up a bit. Yeah, but only having storage for 20 items, it's been okay. Because I knew that I was never going to get the other item extension thing from Nanimon. I knew I was only going to get the first one for the vast majority of the game, but you know, it's storage has been okay. I haven't needed the other extension thing. I've only needed what I've had. I mean, obviously, without any of the extensions, this would have been a real pain because I'd have had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 down to here. Obviously, thanks to 20, we've got what we've got. 30 would be nice, but I've done okay with 20, fortunately. 97. And the care mistake gorge looked pretty empty. It looked like it was a maximum of about 30% or so. But nonetheless, actually, stuff it. If with the discipline that we've got, we should be able to make it to the toilet in time. Now, I explained in the previous part, part 80, that I need my tamer level to go down, and I think what would be the best way to do it? Well, with all these care mistakes that I'm having, that could cause the tamer level to go down, but it might not, and I am avoiding care mistakes where possible. So what else could I do? I suppose I could enter easy tournaments just so the tamer level, well, in the hope of the tamer level going down, which if I was to keep doing it, then it should do. Super attack disc is no good. The 3-day one only seems to be the thing that's worth it, because when I do the 3-day one, the prizes usually are worth more than what you pay. But with the 10-day one, the prizes don't seem to be worth more than what you pay, and very often the prize seems to be the same either way, regardless of whether you do the 3-day or the 10-day, so it all seems a bit pointless. Okay, well, I'll be back here on day 11, and hopefully Drimogemon will have returned by then. And I will be exactly 100, won't I? Because I'm 97 today, 98 in 1 day, 99 in 2 days, 100 in 3 days. So I'm going to be... So the day I reach 100 will be the day I battle Drimogemon again. If he does show on the 11th day, which he should, but with the experiences that I've had with video games, I'm not going to trust it. I've learnt the hard way too many times that things in video games don't happen because they should. Video games seem to have a mind of their own. I am curious as to what stats Monzaemon has. Obviously his HP is 9,999 because when you battle him you see that, with the exception of the first time you battle him when his HP is 9,400. And his MP is unlimited, but that's how it is with those battles. With random battles, they only have a certain amount of MP, but when it comes to like the mandatory battles, or like battles where battles where either the Digimon will become recruited or a battle you have to have, battles like that, they seem to have an unlimited number of MP, because I've never seen them run out of MP against Rockmon. Before the mandatory battles, like the Agumon battle, the Greymon battle, Garulamon battle, Miramon battle, whatever it might be, I've never seen them run out of MP, so I assume MP is unlimited. But I wonder what Monzaemon's attack, defense, speed, and brains is. Obviously, that's something we don't see. We don't have access to it. I know for a fact his attack, defense, and speed is not at the maximum, is not at 999, because when he does full power, you'll see that if your stats are maximised, the attack will say 249, the speed and brains, the speed and defense will say 149, and it doesn't say that to begin with, although it does reach that after he does it a couple of times. So his stats do end up maximising, but they're not at the maximum by default, if that makes sense. And we can see that from his full power. I love Unimon. But yeah, after a few full powers, his stats do maximise, and then when we battle Monzaemon, when I will battle Monzaemon, basically we're going to have, our stats are going to be on a par, so you would say it makes it a fair fight, but when your stats are maximised, the battle against Monzaemon does generally seem to be quite an easy fight. When we battled Monzaemon the last time, I believe it was with Etamon, when we had half the stats, but obviously I did Muscle Charge. I either greatly increased my attack or maximised it, and Megalo Spark I seem to remember doing about 500 or 600, which means that now that our attack is maximised, Megalo Spark will do at least 500 or 600, and Thunderbolt should probably do about 1,000. And our Seabasses have reached a quarter. Well, actually, technically not exactly. Okay, well, in the interest of wanting to lower my tamer level, I'm going to enter the D. Actually, my Seabasses aren't necessarily a quarter though, are they? Because 25 is a quarter of 100, but the maximum is actually 99. A quarter of 99 isn't 25, it's either a tiny bit over or a tiny bit under. And my mind is that lazy, I can't even be bothered to figure it out. Which I suppose, 25 is a tiny bit more than a quarter of 99, isn't it? A tiny bit. But when I give him the next sea bass, it will drop to under a quarter. Well, I've got to hand it to myself. The tournament is going to be piss easy. I'm being a terrible tamer in entering Etamon for it, but you know, my brain is in the right place. I'm not 100% sure that that the whole thing about the medal is true, but obviously for somebody to say it online, then presumably they've experienced it, or at least they think they have, unless they're just trying to cause trouble and confusion. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that, you know, if they've experienced it or think they've experienced it, then, you know, they may well be right, and I don't really want to take the risk. I don't really want to try and find out. I'd rather just guarantee success. I unfortunately can't really relate to the thing myself, because every time that I've reached 100 prosperity points, I believe my tamer level has been below 10. Because prosperity points is usually something that I prioritise in a normal, like, playthrough of the game. I'm not talking about a recorded playthrough, I just mean me completing the game in my own time for my own leisure. Normally I prioritise prosperity points, so normally when I reach 100, my tamer level's probably like under 3 or something. That's normally how I do it. I focus on prosperity points, and then I'd say I'd probably then focus on Digivolutions, but then also techniques at the same time. Because I'll have Digimon, but I'll also try and learn techniques and stuff. Ah, good, tamer level's gone down. Not very often you say that, is it? Not very often you say, oh good. But it might be a good idea for me to get it at least a couple below 10, because there's quite a strong likelihood that it will go back up if I win, you know, like an S tournament or an A tournament or even a B tournament. So I might want to get it a couple below 10 maybe. Maybe just play it by ear, maybe have it on 9, and if it goes back up then try and get it to go back down. Or maybe get it down to 8 just to be safe. Sorry, Biamon. Wow, 3 seconds. I would say I enjoy doing this, but it's false. Only a coward would get kicks and pleasure out of annihilating somebody significantly worse off than themselves. And I do not get kicks out of annihilating far inferior opposition. I unfortunately have to do this. So I'm being genuinely serious when I say that I'm sorry. I'm actually apologising to the Digimon. That's how sad I am. I'm apologising to the Digimon. Sorry, doing my job. Yeah, I think I'll continue to enter the D's or C's until my tamer level gets down to 8. You should always really be 2 steps from failure. At least that way you can afford a mistake. If you're 1 step from failure, then you can't afford a mistake, and that's when you're really playing it risky. But with a tamer level on 8, should I then enter a tough tournament and have my tamer level go back up, it's not the end of the world, because I don't want it on 10, but I want it as high as I can safely have it. Because when Etamon fades away and I start for baby Digimon, I want the best stats that I can have. And the way to do that would be with a tamer level of 10, but since that's not an option, it's got to be 9. And I'm hoping to have it on 9. I know it's 9 at the moment, but I don't really want to stay on it. I'd rather go to 8 and then go back up to 9. So D tournament it is. Because I'm sure I'm going to have another S tournament before Etamon fades away. That usually results in a boost of the tamer level. I'll have Bs and As, they sometimes result in a boost. Day is it? Okay. So tomorrow's the last day of the part. Because I've got to go up in multiples of 3, haven't I? But it's not multiples of 3. I'm going up by 3 every time, but it's not a multiple of 3 because it was day 2 with a treasure hunt, day 5, day 8, day 11. Day 11 being, well, now tomorrow, I guess. But yeah, it's going up in 3s, but it's not multiples of 3 because 11 is not a multiple of 3, 2 is not a multiple of 3, 5 is not a multiple of 3, 8 is not a multiple of 3, but it's going up by 3s. So as long as I keep at it, yeah, the next part will begin on day 11, the part after that will begin on day 14. Then day 17. But with the Machine Dramon battle, I can't be sure because that's going to consume time. I may only get 2 tournaments in that part, and therefore 2 days in that part. But the whole 3-day free tournament thing, it is only a guideline, you know, it's not I absolutely have to follow this, and if I don't then I'll hang my head in shame and I'll destroy my PlayStation and smash my laptop and delete all my videos and just close down my YouTube channel and consider myself to be a failure. I'm not gonna do that. no decrease that time. Which means I'll be entering another D tournament in the near future, unless the C is the lowest possible. Or whatever the lowest is. 10 to 1. I'll be seeing you in the Beetle tournament at some stage, but no doubt you'll be a much tougher opponent in it, because no doubt I'll be a lot weaker. But until then, I'm going to destroy you. Or you may stop me. And then I destroy you. Or not quite. Then I destroy you. You know, it works for me, the tamer level not going down, because the more it doesn't go down, the more D tournaments I'll need to enter. And the more D tournaments, then the quicker the wins, the quicker I get to the big 100. That kind of contradicts what I was saying in the previous D tournament, that I feel bad for needing to enter it. And then in this tournament, I say that I'm glad and look forward to more of them. Bit of a contradiction there. I couldn't even see that number, but it was enough. And I feel like a bully and a coward, because that's what bullies and cowards do. They pick on far, far lesser opposition, because they get kicks out of attacking and bullying people far inferior to themselves. Makes them feel big. Or they'll pick on equal opposition or even better opposition, but they'll do it when they have like 50 friends behind them. Or they'll do it from behind a computer screen, because that's always tough, isn't it? You know, because, you know, telling somebody that they're a jerk from behind a computer screen is a lot easier than doing it to their face, would you not agree? $82. So we end the part. Thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed.